Swazdula, you knuckleheads, how the hell are you? Alrighty, so let's talk about Ring of Elysium again. In this video I want to show you guys how to actually get good in Ring of Elysium. Now what do I mean by actually? Why are you saying actually, Jizo? I don't understand. Well, the reason why I wanted to do this particular video and a couple of other ones that I'm going to do in the future about Ring of Elysium is the same reason why I became a YouTuber, so to speak, in the first place. You see, when I started playing Warframe, for those of you who don't know my channel yet, I am a Warframe YouTuber, normally. When I started Warframe the first time, of course I was a noob, I didn't know jack shit, and just like everybody else, I went to look up guides on how to do this and how to do that. And I found that a lot of people give you guides and they say a lot of things without saying anything at all. And it's no different with Ring of Elysium. You've got these guys over here that are really, really good at playing Battle Royale games in general, or maybe just Ring of Elysium specifically. I don't know all of them, but I did watch a bunch of their videos and their guides on how to actually get good, they say, right? And I found that although there are some that explain some of the technological things in there quite decently, but not a single one of them actually helped me get good. Not a single one of them gave me any kind of advice that actually helped me get better in the game. They just gave me things why they are good, or rather, it was more like they gave me their settings, right? As if they basically made it sound like the reason why they are as good as they are is because they have the settings that they have, because they're using the mice that they're using, because they're using X this and X that and yada yada. And it just frustrated me after a while. I was like, you know what, fuck these guys. I'm going to find out by my damn self. And I'm going to give you guys the same information on how I did it and try to help you guys with how you can do it. So in order to do that, what we need to do is go into the game and go into training mode. Right? So that's what I'm going to do. Alright guys, so now I find myself in training mode. I've acquired an assault rifle and put some stuff on it. Don't worry about that too much. Oh shit, damn, they going at it down there. Alright, so the big deal about Ring of Elysium or any kind of game like this is weapon recoil. How do you control weapon recoil? I'm gonna waste some ammo here right fast. It's okay. Alright, so let's say that this wall down here is an enemy, right? We're gonna mark it. Let's see, that's 36 meters. This is like a decent distance to kill people, right? If you're fairly decent, being able to kill people at 30 meters and above is like really, really precious versus like having to be this close, right, for example, or that close, or whatever, you know? It very much depends. The more confident you get that you can consistently hit one point, the further away something is, the more dangerous you become in general. We'll get to how you can get better at that too later in the game, or rather later in a different guide. But in this one, I just want to show you guys what the deal is here. So, if you don't move your mouse at all and you go full auto mode, you see how the bullets just rise up, or rather how the nose of the weapon goes up like that? That is vertical recoil right there. That's vertical recoil. And you can see how they kind of bounce from left to right a little bit and whatnot. That's the horizontal recoil. The biggest deal with this game in particular is the vertical recoil, everything that goes like this. So in order to stop the mouse from going up like this here, pulling up while firing, you have to actually counteract that by pulling your hand down, right? Like so, while shooting. At which point you will very much stay on one point. Like so. So you can see my spray is like all over the place and whatnot, but that's okay, you know, this is also part of this weapon. I don't like this weapon all that much, but it doesn't matter. But you can see there's a complete difference between this and this, right? So on the one, I don't move the mouse at all, and I just shoot a straight line, which is horrible if you want to kill people. And the other one, I actually just actively pull the mouse down while firing, like so. So you can see I can stay fairly close, and this is great. If you can make all of that land on someone's head, you'll be killing everybody on the entire map. Okay, now, here's the business on how to get your settings to the point where you can actually get good. It's a matter of feeling, okay? So if you go to the settings, let's see here, where is that? There we go, sensitivity, right here. I believe that the 50 is actually the default one. You got the scope sensitivity, which is what I'm using right now, I think. Let me just try that right quick. Okay, so it's 50 and go all the way down to 0. This is how you should do it too. I'm just going to demonstrate for you guys as well, right? Okay, so we got 50. Let's see. Yeah, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so this is aiming down sight. I'm aiming. Now for me, the big difference now with the sensitivity set to 0 is I have to move my mouse a lot more. Before, I could only move my mouse or pull my mouse down to move like about this much or something with just about an inch. Like I only ever have to move my mouse an inch down or a little bit to the left and right in order to steady my weapon. Right now, I'd have to actually move my whole arm because this is me moving my arm a good 4 or 5 inches to the left and the right to get this much movement, okay? So what the sensitivity does, right, let me go ahead and do the opposite, and this is what you should do too, like I said. Let's go ahead and do the opposite. Let's go all the way up to 100, right? Now this is going to be the exact opposite. I'm going to have to move my hand very little. Oh my god, you see how jittery that is? Like, this is millimeters. I'm barely touching the mouse, and it's just like jumping. So let me just try as a test how this looks for me at... you know what? Fuck it. Let's go to 30 meters. Okay, 30 meters. I want to try to... Oh, God. I'm going to try... Oh, shit. I'm going to try to control this weapon. You can see I already can't aim, and I'm just moving the mouse by a hair. Just by a hair. Let's see how the shots look. Oh, God. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Way too sensitive. This is crazy. This is just a millimeter, okay? So you're going to want to get into the game, grab yourself a scope. I recommend you do it in 2 instances. Number 1 with a scope like red dot. So scoping is the red dot. Aim down sight is this. This is aim down sight. This is scoped. This is aim down sight. I like this to be very, very sensitive. So like in case I'm going somewhere and I need to look around, you know, there's like, oh shit, I'm getting shot at. There's a dude right there. Okay, you know, so I can move very, very quickly. I like to have that fairly sensitive, and the default is just fine. So let me go ahead and just try 0 one more time because I'd like to see how that feels, how far I feel I need to move my hand at 30 meter range. Okay, 30, 40 meters. Okay, let's see here. Oh god. Okay, I'm going to put my mouse at the very top of my mouse pad just so that I have a lot of space to pull my hand down. Whoa, okay. That's... Y'all can see that's not for me, okay? For me, what works great for me is 50. Oh shit. When it comes to red dots and whatnot. So 50 is good for me, okay? Alright. 50 is good for me. 50 works quite well. I don't have to move my hand much, just a couple of... Just about an inch range or so. And that's what you're going to want to play with. That's what you're going to want to play with for yourself, you know? So get into training mode, shoot at the wall a couple times, do what you gotta do, you know, it doesn't really matter, it's a-okay. You don't need to be perfect right off the bat, just, you know, take it slow and test it out a little bit. Then you have the other scopes, oh shit, I'm all over the place. 2 times you can see I increase the sensitivity a little bit so that I have to do a little bit more pull, and 4 times, and this is the crucial one, to me, okay? 2 times you can ignore it. Leave that at 50 if you want. Play with it a little bit if you want. But 4 times, that's where it's at to me. For that, I'd have to actually find a freaking 4 times scope right now. And there we are with a 4 times scope. Yes, let's do it. Right, now guys, 4 times scope is what I use to learn how to fire at shit at a long distance. The thing is, if you can get a 4 times scope working on a freaking assault rifle, shit, you're gonna be the king. You know what I mean? You're gonna be the absolute boss. Shit. I'm gonna go ahead and use the, you guys can see I'm using the M4A1. I'm going to go with the MP5 instead, though, because me, an MP5 and a 4 times scope are freaking disgustingly accurate, okay? Like, it's really nice. Let me just also hop into my settings right fast. I gotta go over here. I want to check out the supply drop also. Okay, so settings. 4x scope settings is at 60 for me. I could play around with that a little bit more, but I tend to not use the assault rifle too much on enemies with the 4x scope. I will, if I do have an extra 4x scope, I will, however, definitely use it on an MP5 as I am doing right now. Now, the thing about Ring of Elysium, or any Battle Royale really, I suspect, I haven't played any other Battle Royales other than Apex Legends, as many of you may know, but the thing here for sure is the more accurate you can be at higher distances, the more deadly you're going to become. That's just how it is. Alright, let's see, there he is. Okay, that's that dude, let's see. So as you can see with 60, let me do this, let me just demonstrate right quick. I don't know, let's say this tree, okay? This tree is 100 meters away. Oh shit. Wait yet. Wait yet, though. Okay, so, was it this one? This one? Yeah, sure. Okay, so that tree is 100 meters away, right? Let's go with that bush or this base right here, okay? I'm crouched down, by the way. If you're standing up, you can do that too. That's a-okay. That's totally up to you. Oh, shit. Look at that spray. That's all over the place. That's a little bit too far for me. But that's alright. Okay, so 100 meters away, right? With my accuracy, I could go for this quite alright. You can see, this ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. It's not great, but it ain't that bad. I could, I could get it. I could get it. So, what I'm trying to get at here, guys, is that there's definitely, you son of a bitch. There's definitely a way to get good with a 4x scope. If you can get good with a 4x scope, you're basically the king of the game, okay? And it all breaks down to personal preference in the settings over here. That's the only thing you need. That's the only thing you need. Let's do this a little bit less. Let's go with about 55. Some people will tell you that you need to have the same settings on all of your weapons. Others will tell you it can differ. I'm going to tell you it can differ. Ah, that's sexy. Y'all see that? That was sexy. How far is that? That's again 40 meters with a 4x scope. You could also just go... You could also just go 2x scope at 40 meters and whatnot. That's not the point. The point is that regardless if they're super far or super close, the main point here is the closer they are to you, if you scope with a 4x, you can it's much easier to target that head, because you can see it much better. You can see it much, much, much larger. So I could do a separate video for that if you want to, guys, on how which attachments to use and whatnot. Don't pay too much mind to the attachments I'm using here. Fact of the matter is, you need to go into training mode and take aim at either moving enemies, standing still enemies, or just rocks or whatever. Let's see, what's this? 60 meters. Alright, let's say somebody's hiding right there in the bushes or going for this. You want to be able to do something like that. You want to be able to be somewhat consistent. Let's go ahead and switch out these here and just see how that feels. Nah, I like the vertical grip. See, this is how you can just play around with it. That's all you need, guys, to get good. That's all you need. If this was a little bit too messy for you guys, this guide was a little bit too messy, let me know in the comment section. I will make it again in peace and quiet and go over everything with screenshots rather than live in-game. But ultimately, the only thing you need are these settings here. 4x scope and scope sensitivity for red dots. And the other one you could just kind of figure out when you've got the other two in place. So 4x, for me, 55, 60 feels about right. Yeah, that's right. That sounds nice. That sounds and feels nice. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Imagine you could just hit the heads of your enemies all the time, just like this, right? Sure, I'm not the best player in the world, right? You'll probably be way better at this if you use this method to find your aim, what works for you. That's totally up to you, man. But this is what it's all about. You have to find what works for you. Don't worry about mouse and DPI and all that other shit. Fuck that. Just go into the damn game, aim at something, see how it feels with recoil, try to control it by pulling the mouse down while firing, and then go over into the settings and play with it a little bit. Right? Just play with it a little bit until it is where you want it to be. Right? And you're good to go. You're good to go, fam. That's it. That's all you need. That's all you need, fam. Yeah, there you go. That's it. So, this is how I would suggest getting good, actually good at shooting in Ring of Elysium. It was a little bit hectic, a little bit distracted because I was also trying to play at the same time, which is, by the way, super difficult to do if I don't say so myself. Okay, if it was too messy, too fast, or not concise enough, or you guys feel like I missed out on something or whatever, let me know in the comment section. I will do another video on it. No problem. No problem at all. But the main message that I want to give you guys with this is that your DPI, your type of mouse, the settings that you use, your screen settings, all that bullshit that a lot of other good players will tell you, doesn't really matter all that much. The only thing that it crunches down to is what feels right for you. And the only way you can find what feels right for you is to get your ass into the game, pick up a scope and a weapon, and just go haywire with it, and then hop into the settings and adjust the sensitivity to where you start feeling comfortable. Once you've found a spot where you think you feel comfortable, then it's just practice. You just play it a little bit. In the heat of battle, you'll find, maybe I can adjust a little bit more, and you just find that Goldilocks zone for you. As you can see, I could play with mine a little bit more. The higher up I go, the more sensitivity I like to have, which is kind of weird and very contradicting to what most people like. But that's just me. It feels okay for me. It might be absolute dog shit for you. It differs. So by all means, go ahead and test that for yourself. I hope that this guide could help you a little bit. If not, like I said, let me know in the comment section. And if you're not a Warframe person, just a Ring of Elysium person, and there's any kind of tips or tricks or guides or something you'd like me to do aside from the shit that I already have in store for you guys, let me know that as well. Alright guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, stay healthy and safe. Take care of yourselves. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this shitty channel, and fuck off.